Welcome to EasyValidate. Hey there, ever wish you could validate your .NET projects without all the headaches? You're in luck. Meet EasyValidate, your new best friend in the world of .NET. It's a super smart source generator that takes your simple attributes and magically turns them into blazing fast, totally type-safe validation logic. Say goodbye to endless, repetitive boilerplate code. Seriously. Just decorate your properties, fields, or even method parameters with the right validation attributes, and bam! EasyValidate instantly whips up everything for you, all perfectly optimized for peak performance. And guess what? It's ready for anything with async validation, dependency injection, and even validation chains right out of the box. No fuss, no muss. Getting started is a breeze. Ready to dive in? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, just add the package to your project. .NET add package EasyValidate. Step 2, start decorating your members with those awesome EasyValidate attributes. From there, our clever generator creates either validate or validate async, depending on your attributes and any conditions you've set. If your validation needs to happen asynchronously, you'll automatically get validate async. Otherwise, it's just plain old validate. We've already got a whole treasure trove of ready-to-use attributes for you, neatly sorted into 5 categories, and trust us, more are always on the way. Want to see them all? Head over to easy-validate.netlify.app and explore. Your guardian angel, smart diagnostics. Ever feel lost when something's not quite right? Not with EasyValidate. Our smart analyzer is like your personal guardian angel. If it spots any field, property, or method parameter decorated with a validation attribute that needs something special, it'll tell you right away that you need to implement iGenerate. You'll see a crystal clear diagnostic message, and even better, we provide a quick fixer to sort things out for you. So you'll never be left guessing or feeling like you're drowning in code. Gee. 2 ways to validate. Your choice. When EasyValidate whips up your validation logic, you get 2 handy overloads to choose from. One that takes an optional validation config. This is where you can fine-tune things like your formatter and your service provider. And a super convenient shorthand version that uses an action for quick configuration or just falls back to our smart defaults. The formatter, which implements iFormatter, gives you the power to customize messages or even handle localization for different languages. And yes, you can also set up a service provider for attributes that need it, perfect for those unique custom scenarios. Validate anything, anywhere. We didn't just stop at validating your whole object. Our generator also creates methods for each field and chain so you can validate a single property or even just one part of a chain in isolation. How cool is that? And because we generate a partial class for yours, it can implement iValidate or iValidate async, depending on the attributes or conditional methods you've used. This means you can even inject your target class via dependency injection, for example, into mediator pipelines to validate commands globally. Talk about flexibility. One of EasyValidate's absolute secret weapons is method validation. When we detect a method that needs validating, we generate a new overload with the same name, plus a validation config parameter. For private methods, it all happens seamlessly behind the scenes. For public methods, you can simply call the newly generated overload directly. It works like a charm for static methods, async methods, and even methods that return values, in which case you'll get a generic iValidation result of the method's return type. We've got you covered. Understanding your validation results. The iValidation result gives you all the juicy details about your validation process. With our generic iValidation result, properties like isValid and hasErrors are smartly decorated with mermember not nullable when. This means if validation passes, those pesky nullable warnings magically disappear when you access the result. Why? Because yes, we really care about keeping your code clean and your mood happy. Crafting your own custom attributes. Feeling creative? Want to whip up your very own validation attribute? It's super simple. Just inherit from attribute and implement either EasyValidate attribute or async validation attribute. We'll even go the extra mile to validate your attribute's inheritance, check its attribute usage, and give you helpful fixers if anything seems a little off. These interfaces require error code, conditional method, and chain properties. You get to decide if they're mutable or immutable. And if your attribute needs access to a service provider, just add a public setter for it. We'll handle all the plumbing for you. Easy peasy. Going beyond, getting exactly what you need, no guesswork. You know how sometimes you're looking for something specific in a big drawer, and you have to dig around, hoping to find just what you need? Other validation tools can be a bit like that. They might hand you the whole drawer, and then it's up to you to figure out if what's inside is what you're actually looking for. It works, but it can feel a little clunky. EasyValidate, though, is like having a super smart helper who knows exactly what you need. Instead of just giving you the whole drawer, you can tell EasyValidate, hey, I need something specific, like a car details object that holds information about a car, or an age provider that gives me someone's age. How do you do that? You simply create a mini blueprint or a specific type, whether it's an interface like age provider or a concrete class like car details. You then tell EasyValidate, this specific validation needs to peek at something that is either or contains a car details type or acts like an age provider. EasyValidate is clever. It automatically makes sure the main class you're checking can actually provide that car details object or information or fulfill that age provider role. And here's the cool part. EasyValidate then hands you that exact thing, your strongly typed instance, directly. You don't have to guess if it's there or try to force something into place that doesn't quite fit. You just get what you asked for. Simply put, EasyValidate ensures you get precisely the piece of information you need in the exact format you expect it without any extra fuss, fumbling, or head-scratching. It's about getting the right context in the right way every single time, making your life a lot easier and your code much happier. Smart transformations and chaining. EasyValidate is also a wizard with transformations. These are special attributes that take one type of data in and gracefully return another. For instance, our built-in numeric attribute can effortlessly convert strings into numbers. And here's the cool part. Any attributes that follow in the validation chain will now see a number instead of a string. How neat is that? And yes, you can have multiple independent chains, each starting perfectly from the member's original type. And finally, conditional methods. Be efficient. Want to be super efficient? You can control whether an entire validation chain runs at all by simply specifying a conditional method. If that method returns false, the chain stops right there. No wasted processing, no unnecessary calculations. Smart, right? Performance that will impress. Since EasyValidate is a source generator, all the code is written at compile time. It's like you're writing it by hand, but infinitely faster and without any of those pesky human mistakes. In our rigorous benchmarks, EasyValidate consistently delivers 10 times to 20 times faster performance compared to some of the most popular validation libraries out there. That's a serious speed boost. Wrapping up our EasyValidate journey. So that's EasyValidate in a nutshell. High performance, completely type-safe, and attribute-driven validation that completely banishes boilerplate code. If you ever dream up a new feature you'd absolutely love to see or have a brilliant suggestion, our GitHub is always open for you. Because let's be honest, validation should be easy, it should be fast, and yes, it should even be a little fun. What part of EasyValidate are you most excited to try out first?